By thanking you for the invitation to celebrate International Day of the Girl, an important time to recognise the power and potential of girls across the globe. And I also like to recognise Plan International, Child Fund, Save the Children and World Vision for their impressive work in supporting young women's ability to shape a better world. These efforts are already making a difference. Today I had the opportunity to be shadowed by Yasmin Poole, a participant from Girls Take Over Parliament, who's also a youth ambassador for Plan International, so a great combination of efforts there. At 21 years old, Yasmin has a deep interest in politics. However, she's also expressed how Parliament can often be seen as out of reach for young women. And today demonstrated to me the importance of bringing girls into this space, breaking down barriers and showing that Parliament is indeed a place for all of us. Simply put, we have a responsibility to empower young women and girls who are systematically left on the sidelines of today. And in many parts of the world, girls carry the double burden of being young and obviously female. If I can pick up on Reverend Carroll's theme around the Pacific, and in particular climate change, which has been declared the most significant threat to its people. This also affects girls in a very gendered way. In areas affected by conflict and disaster, girls are 2.5 times more likely to be taken out of education than boys. If we want to empower girls in the Pacific to reach their full potential, we must do more to combat climate change and support the region in dealing with its impacts. Further, we must address the wider gender equality in the Pacific through increased foreign aid. And while obviously Labor welcomes the Pacific Step Up, the Pacific's challenges cannot be addressed through infrastructure spending alone, nor through investment in security and defence. Gender equality requires investment in program structures and building community networks. And as is also very important to note, the Pacific Step Up should not be at the expense of aid being delivered to other regions of the world. On the broader global impact, young women are at increased risk across numerous areas. Globally, 20% of 18-year-old girls are married or in a union. Women that give birth without clean access to water and sanitation are 3 times more likely to die in childbirth, as are their children. And over 15 million girls worldwide are forced into sex, yet only 1% seek help. This number alone, this number alone is symbolic of the current gender and power imbalance. And multilateral aid is best placed to tackle these global gender issues. Yet we've seen recent moves from the government to downgrade its support for multilateral aid, and that's very disappointing. We must improve our contribution to multilateral aid. This is not only important to restore our international reputation as a generous nation, but to unlock the potential of girls across the world. If I can turn to Australia, because as Plan International's report shares, a plan report demonstrates, there's a lot more work that can be done at home. Girls cite sexism as the #1 issue holding them back, and Labor's striving to address this, and I'm so proud that women make up 47% of Labor members and senators in the Australian Parliament. We must also recognise that good policies are ones that consider how they affect women, and that's why we produce a women's budget statement each and every year, even from opposition, assessing the budget's impact on Australian women. And I'm acutely conscious of the fact that we have 2 male parliamentarians talking tonight. On one hand, that is a curious choice, but I think it's also very important to say that men are very much drivers of these problems, and as such, we are critical to helping provide the solution. And you often hear male parliamentarians, and I'm guilty of this, talk about when we have a daughter, and I've got a 6.5-year-old daughter, our focus changes and we're more alive to these facts. And I'm partly sad about that, because I don't think it should require to have a daughter to change your view of the world. We have an obligation to every child in this country, and in fact every child in the world, to improve their lives and be very conscious of the impact our decisions make on them. So as a whole, we must do more to support girls' ability to reach their full potential. It's disappointing that our foreign aid has been cut by a staggering $11.8 billion in 6 years by this government. We must be willing to invest in foreign aid that addresses the complex and marginalising social issues that girls face across the world. But ultimately it comes down to 2 simple points. It's pointless to talk about peace unless there is peace in your home. And it's pointless to talk about freedom unless there's freedom to make choices about your own body. And so as International Day of the Girl demonstrates, young women should have a say for today and for their tomorrow. and to this Australia must be wholeheartedly committed. So congratulations again on the reports, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.